What is up, guys? Welcome back. Hope everyone's having a great day. Today we're planning on working on the Nova. Finally, it's unfortunately it's not getting very nice outside. It was warm, now it's been raining and crappy, but I still want to get it ready. I got a few things to do on it to get it ready for the summer. Before we do that, we're going to do some tire test fitting on the S10. So let's get to work. Alright guys, before we get to work on the S10 and the Nova, I thought I'd just show you this tool that I bought, which I think is really cool. I actually was watching Goon Squad's videos. They were using one of these. So it's called a corded multi-crafter. I don't know. It comes with like one of these triangle sanders, and it's pretty much an oscillating cutter. Like this thing here goes back and forth. I mean, I can show you, but you can't really... And they were using it to cut like brackets off that Lamborghini they're working on, and stuff that you can't like get in there with a grinder. And it actually worked really, really good. At least it looks like it works really good. So these were on sale at Canadian Tire for like 35 bucks. Regular like 100. And it comes with a bunch of attachments. You know, you can use it to cut wood and drywall. It comes with this thing so you can put sanding things on it to get into corners for sanding. So I thought it's a pretty cool tool. Like I said, I had never really seen one before, and then or you know, seen anyone use one before. And when I saw them use it, I thought, wow, that's really cool. I should grab one of those. So when it was on sale, I went and got one. All right, so let's get to the test fitting. So what I want to do is, I have these ET Streets drag radial, which is off my car, old one's off my car, on a set of 7-inch 15 by 7 steel S10 wheels. And we actually just had these on Mike's truck because he had got a blowout. If you saw that video where he did the big burnout and then his valve stem started leaking. So we had them on there, and on there they kind of stuck out, but not really. They were like right on the lip, and they actually rubbed a tiny bit. My rear end's narrowed 1 inch per side, so I'm hoping they're gonna fit good and tuck up inside. So let's test fit one of them and see. I really have to buy some more airline. I really don't have enough to get all over the garage. Right now the back tires are on are a 245 45/18. I'd actually like to go to a bigger one, and eventually maybe I'll put like an 18-inch drag radial on those wheels. I have a small spacer on here. We'll try with and without it. I put that on there because with the narrowed rear end, those tires actually sit in, you know, quite far, so more for looks than anything. Hopefully when I go to a bigger 18, it won't need the spacer, or possibly even with these. So here you can see, at this point I can still get my finger through here. So for anybody who's thinking about putting a 275 drag radial on an S10 on a stock rim, it'll fit if the truck is higher off the ground, but if the truck is low like this one, like on Mike's truck has got, I think, a leaf spring removed and lowering blocks and that, and it's not super low. It doesn't tuck the tire, and it's pretty close. But this one, I can actually get my whole hand in there. Wow, that looks pretty beefy on there. I like it. Some days I think about getting, you know, some like, I don't know, weld wheels or some kind of cool like drag car wheels for this thing, and maybe I will. So here, I'll put you back on here, get you in a little closer, and we'll see what it looks like when it's lowered up. How's that for laid out drag car look? I think that actually looks pretty crazy. And actually, it's pretty close. I think, I mean, not that I really drive with it this low, but I think I could take that spacer out. That would give me a slight bit. It fits It fits around the body, but it's where it goes way up there. But on this truck, the inner structure, there was kind of an inner wheel tub. I cut it out, so it's not actually in there. So, and it's pretty close right there, but I could trim that a tiny bit. But like I said, with that spacer off, I mean, I wouldn't drive it like this, super laid out right on the ground with these tires. And if I stop and I want to lay it out, it won't hurt. It doesn't, like, there's room before it hits the tire. So yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Now that we took care of checking out those tires on the S10, there really isn't too much left to do on it. I think I might have an issue with my gas gauge not working right for some reason, but I don't really feel like taking the dash apart or taking the gas tank apart right now. So other than that, it's ready to go. All we need is it to be not raining outside. That would be great. A couple things I have to do on the Nova to get it ready is, at the end of the year last year, it was kind of running weird. And it's hard to explain, but it was almost like it was kind of like bogging out at lower RPMs and then going. So I think it's something to do with the fuel pressure. I took the filter out to clean it, and there was some gunk in it. This fuel cell that I have in here is, I bought it off eBay. It's one of these here, and it has foam inside. And I'm thinking that the foam deteriorated. There was a bunch of foam in the filter. I'm worried that some got past the filter, maybe into the injectors even, or into the fuel pump or something like that. So what I really want to just do is I want to take the fuel cell out. I want to get rid of the foam. I want to clean the filter again. I want to check the pump, make sure it's not any blockages anywhere. And then I'm also going to pull the fuel rails, check the injectors, check all that stuff, make sure everything looks good, and then hope that maybe that's part of my issue. The other thing I want to do is I want to pull the exhaust off, and I ended up buying, I said it in another video, but I ended up buying a bunch of V-bands. I got 6 of them. So there's exhaust that goes from the turbo down, and then there is a coupler there, and then it goes down and it goes to the original 3.5-inch exhaust it had when it was a nitrous car, and there's another kind of like one of those semi-truck band clamps, and then at the tailpipe there's another set of those. So I want to get rid of all those, and I want to put V-bands. So we got to pull the exhaust off and then fit everything and weld all those up, and then do the fuel system. So I'm not sure what I'm going to start with. I'm going to think about it for a minute on where I want to start, whether I should start with the fuel system or these exhaust V-bands. I mean, the exhaust V-bands, I don't need to do them in order to drive the car. I just want to do them. So I definitely need to check out the fuel system. And if it's not the fuel system, then I mean, I might do a leak down test, make sure the engine is in tip-top shape, and go from there. Maybe I just have a vacuum leak or something. That's a good possibility too. Got to check the intake and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's do some. Hey, if any of you guys happen to, I need a center cap for one of these wheels. I know it's a long shot. I doubt how many subscribers deal with these kind of importy type wheels, but I need one of these center caps. I got these wheels with the Cobalt that we bought. One center cap is missing, so I'm kind of looking for another one. If anyone happens to have one. There's some on eBay. I'll probably just end up buying one off there, but thought I'd ask. One thing that sucks about taking this fuel cell out is I don't really have any way to drain the fuel because it's actually mounted above the trunk floor. So everything's inside here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the return and the vent off, unbolt it with the 4 bolts, and then I'll lift it up kind of, and then I'll take like this one off, and then it'll hopefully keep from spilling a bunch of fuel, and then I'll just pull the fuel cell out, and then I can take it out, drain it, and then get that foam out of there and stuff like that. Or just these. And I have a MagnaFuel 750 pump. This is a Summit brand fuel filter, but it's all black, so it all matches. And then, like I said, this fuel cell is one of those eBay ones. I think it's pretty good quality, other than apparently the foam is crap. Well, that actually worked pretty good. Let me take,
I'm gonna loosen this one a bit so that I can turn it up. All right. Well, that actually turned out pretty good, if you can see. And you can, because you're right there. Except I got gas on my paint. If any of you are familiar with Novas, what I actually did here was I cut the whole trunk floor out, and I put the trunk floor pan from a 70 Nova in here. You can see here where I joined it in. I never bothered to like totally like smooth it out because you can't see it anyway, so I just figured whatever. But yeah, the original 74 had a step down, and when I built this I wanted to have the fuel cell inside like this. Then I also welded these nuts with these flat plates and these spacers, and then they just bolt in there. So I think that turned out really good. But now I can pull the fuel filter again. I can even take the fuel pump out, blow all the lines out, and then deal with this thing. I took this ring off so I can get my hand in here, and I got the gas drained out. One of the bad things about these fuel cells, so if you guys don't know about these, but a lot of guys do, they sell them on eBay. They're really cheap, 180 bucks or something. They're good quality, they're built nice. They just, the only bad thing about them is the cap. It goes in and then it always gets stuck, which doesn't really make any sense. It's the way this plastic is made. See, I can't even get this out now. It's like the hole's too small. So there's the foam. I mean, overall it looks okay, but there's also lots of pieces of it. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything really bad, but I'm not gonna, I mean, this isn't even much foam. Like, this only would cover the bottom inch of the tank, so it's kind of pointless. So I'm just gonna leave it out. I guess I'll get in there and I'll clean it. Now this fuel cell also has a sending unit, but it doesn't even go, like, when it's down all the way, it's not even halfway down the tank, so I don't really know how that's supposed to work, but yeah. So I'm gonna clean this up and then put it back together. While cleaning out the inside of the fuel cell, I did find like big lump like this, which I'm guessing is some of the foam, or I'm guessing it is anyways. So yeah, that wouldn't be good if that got into the fuel pump or something. I mean, I would hope the fuel filter would stop that, but you never know, right? So I took some of the gas and I drained it into this Coke bottle. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's actually like, there's some dirt right there. Pieces of the foam, I guess. Yeah, so probably, hopefully that's it, but I mean, I might have to get my injectors cleaned or clean them, or I'm not sure. I know it doesn't look good. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I got bad gas with some shit in it or that is just from that foam, but I got those things back on. We'll put the fuel cell back in. Pick the fuel filter apart, so here's the body of it, and then the top screws on. It's a pretty nice filter for the price. It wasn't super expensive. And then here's the filter inside. Now, it looks pretty good, and I mean, now it looks better, but actually if you look in the cracks of all these, it was pretty much like full of pieces of foam and dirt. And I think when I first tried blowing through it, it didn't blow that good. Now it does. So maybe that was the issue. This was just plugged. There's still, like, you guys are never going to be able to see it, but there, if in between the cuts, well, you might be able to see it. I wonder if I put it up to a light. Pretty much all the way around, it's covered in little pieces of dirt or foam. So I'm going to clean it out good. Hopefully that's what it was, because when it was acting up, it seemed like if I turned the fuel pressure up higher, that the car ran better, which it shouldn't need to, which to me meant that it wasn't getting the flow that it needed to by turning the pressure up. Maybe it was letting more fuel come in, not as bypassing as much. Put the filter back together. I took the pump off and kind of looked at it. It looks good, and I tested it, and it seems to be working really good. Tank's cleaned, but there was definitely lots of crap in the filter, so it's nice and clean now. But I'm still going to pull the injectors and just take a look to make sure everything looks good in there, and hopefully it's going to be good. And I'm either not going to reuse that gas, or I'm going to strain it, like a coffee filter or something, to, you know, make sure there's no dirt in it, because it looks like there is dirt in the gas. Clayton was saying that I should change out this blue thing here, silicone. So I actually do have a black one, because originally when I bought it from AliExpress, they sent me a black one, but I had ordered a blue one, so then they sent me a blue one too. So I'm gonna change it. I don't know what you guys think. Blue or black? I don't know. Maybe the black looks better. Maybe it was too much blue with the blue one. You guys let me know in the comments. I think I'll leave the black one on for now. I can always switch back, but yeah. I think it looks pretty good like that. All right, so it is the next day now. That's all I got done on the Nova. I'm gonna have to do the injectors still, pull those out and check them and stuff. But we are going to Clayton's to put the Turbo 350 in the shit horse and hopefully get it running. So I got it loaded in the truck. We're gonna take the S10. Hopefully it makes it there, and get the shit horse running today, hopefully. So let's go. Alright guys, so we're driving on the highway for the first time with the BlueGhost. Going like 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour. She's revving about 2100. That's pretty good. Made it. Everything seems good. So let's get this transmission out and get it in the Mustang. So before we put the transmission in, we are going to start the car just to make sure it's not leaking. Make sure that main seal is in right, like last time when it wasn't. This way, if we have any issues, we wouldn't have to pull the transmission out again. So I put the oil in, filters on. Clayton's putting the battery in. We'll give her a try.
Contact?
Contact. Getting any oil pressure? Nice, 50 pounds cold. That's a lot better than 5 pounds cold that we had with the other L33. So that's definitely a good sign. A little lifter noisy, but it's an LS, so what do you expect?
It just sounds like it's got maybe a dead pole.
Oh, maybe. I mean, it might. Or just like there might be something not right. Or like I said, it's not really. They're all hot, yeah. I think it's just in the tune, like it has to be.
It's super lean, like
oh yeah,
17.
Yeah. So that could have something to do with it. Obviously, the tune needs to be tuned.
5.3 tune in it.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, now we're gonna put the transmission in. We got the transmission in. It went in really easy. I actually got the dipstick in, which is kind of usually a pain, but it went in pretty nice. The converter went in all the way. It's got clip play there, and we're just starting to tighten the bolts up. And this trans will go pretty fast. There's not too much really to get this thing in there. It's pretty easy. And we still have this. Someone was asking before about the shift linkage. So with a stock shifter, it's actually like a metal rod like this. But we're getting a B&M shifter from another local YouTuber is getting one for us, and we just had to buy the brackets and stuff, which are coming from Summit right now. They'll be here this week, so we'll use this shifter for like today, but then we'll end up switching it out probably in the next week. All bolted in, everything's good. Getting the water in there, done. We'll just have to put transmission fluid in and
Strike a tune.
and fire it up and do a little tuning, and we'll be ready to go. So we put the water in this thing, and I don't know what the heck's going on, but the water pump's leaking again. Like, this is ridiculous.
This is
already.
pump number 4.
Like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's, oh yeah, there it goes, dripping away. It's like every year
When it sits
we have to put a new water pump on this
on
thing.
the car, off the car, dry, wet, it doesn't matter. Every spring, the seal goes.
So, I mean, we are also using water pumps from the junkyard, but come on. It was working perfectly fine last year when we put it on, and it wasn't even sitting outside all winter because it was off the engine, and now it's leaking again. So, hopefully when it runs and warms up, maybe it'll stop leaking, but I don't know. Maybe we'll have to put some stop leak in there or another one. We'll see what happens. It's just, I don't know. I don't get it, guys.
New pump.
Cursed with water pumps, this thing. Maybe we should have painted the water pump pink. I don't know. And now it's quieted down pretty good. And the water pump's still leaking. Oh no, it's okay. So I was just going to start this video to say, hey, the water pump stopped leaking, because it did when it was running, but now that it's stopped, it's like leaking again. So whatever. Luckily we only put water in it, so I mean, really, if it doesn't leak when it's driving, then I guess we won't worry about it for right now. But she's running good. We're going to put it on the ground, and it's just tuning time. In your holes there.
Wheels look tight. Like,
What?
Is there 4 lug nuts on the rear wheels?
Yeah?
Sure.
Huh?
I wasn't sure because we just put these on for winter. So
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they're on. Well, there it is, guys. First little drive with the new engine. What?
anything basically off of idle and it goes like off the chart clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Gotta be scaled up. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it looks like she needs some tune-in before we take her for a spin. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. At least we got her running. It's ready to go. And the next time you see it, we'll be tuning it and getting ready to go. So check you later.